I was back there doing my shit. I ain't gonna say I was with her, but that's how I was.
What did you figure out?
I want to let you know that's how long I got it.
And what did you figure out?
That Jeffrey Epstein is responsible for more than just having fun with his penis. And as I get ready to go into details, I want to be clear about that. People in this world are too concerned about what a man is doing with his social time when it's not none of our business versus what the he's doing virtuously or vicefully in society.
Right.
They more worried about who the you going in the room with at night when that's not my business.
Right.
Versus who the you going outside with during the day.
Right.
Right. So
when it should be my business.
Yeah. Right. And so now that we started right there, I'm not about to tell y'all about who he was partying with, because let's be honest, if I pull out $15 million right now, it's gonna be 18-year-old crawling through this. Right, what I'm saying? So like, keep it real. And like I said, I want to see every man turning up. You get some money, party. I have nothing bad to say about Epstein partying. This is what I'm talking about. The first thing we need to talk about is, and this gentleman brought it up, the education system. The school teach people. We all went to school. We know the publishing books are the McGraw-Hill is. The McGraw-Hill is not American owned. It is owned by Robert Maxwell, who is the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, who is the handler of Jeffrey Epstein. So now the reason I'm bringing that up before I go into anything, because it's like, you know how fast niggas is ready to get up and be like, the white man is miseducating our children. And you know how fast white people is ready to say, we don't want them N-words in there with our kids. But in reality, it's not a black or a white American that's miseducating each other. It's Israeli. So imagine, so I bring this up before I go, this is how deep this is. Imagine during the civil rights movement when they was segregating schools. But you still was getting if you was white, because you was getting it from the McGraw-Hill, so you wasn't better than no Negroes.
So you're saying the information
all of it is from Israel. So you're not learning black history, but then white people are not learning real white history too. Why do you think white people got a false sense of pride? Because none of this shit they learned about themselves is true. It's just that they learned to make them feel better than us.
Well, we know it's not true. No, they weren't kings. You know, all this stuff.
But they don't know it's not true.
They do know.
No. Listen to me. At one point in time when they first told the lie, it wasn't true. But then they told it to their kids and it became true to them. The lie hit them. You understand what I'm saying?
But they know that. They know they're not superior.
I'm going to say it again. When they first made the lie up, they knew it wasn't true.
Right.
But the lie has been passed down for so long that now they think it's true. For example, the evolution theory teaches what? Natural selection, which is a lie. But what is natural selection? Natural selection is that black people were unfit to survive in the environment, and we were going to go extinct if we didn't evolve and become the newest form of humanoid species, which is the #1 prototype, and that is considered a Caucasian. See, people don't know about the evolution.
But we are intelligent beings, man. Intelligence can't be measured because it's different type of intelligence, right?
Right.
We can survive. We got survival intelligence.
Right, but that's not what the evolution theory teach. Now, see how fast your common sense kicked in? See how fast your critical thinking and logic kicked in? It's somewhere that said, your ass is not intelligent enough to survive in hot, cold, or red.
Intelligence can't be measured. Your body can adapt to anything.
Right, but the evolution theory says it can be measured, and it says that if you don't become white, you cannot adapt, because if you didn't become white, you didn't adapt, you died.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what it says. I agree with you, but that's what it says. Let me say it again. If you didn't become white, you died. That's what the evolution theory is. Natural selection. A bunch of that was uneducated and couldn't survive. It says, let me say it again. If you didn't become white, you died. That's what the evolution theory is. Natural selection. A bunch of that was uneducated and couldn't survive. Now.
Well, I'm gonna say this. What is true?
And they look at you now as, and not to cut you off, this is why I said it was a lie at first, but then it became an accidental truth. When white people first came up with the evolution theory, you know why they came up with it?
Why?
Because it exonerated them from criminal prosecution in court. Because instead of them saying they beat this black man, or they hung and beat this black man, they hung and beat me as a black man, I was considered an animal. I was 3/5 of a human. So you could never, so murder would always be manslaughter. Would always be. You would never actually get penalized for what you're doing because this person is not considered a human. That's why they came up with the evolution theory, so that way they could be as brutal as they want without being criminally prosecuted. But then what happened is you never took that shit back. You put the lie out, but you never took the lie back. You put the lie out in the late 1700s. Charles Darwin, Francis Darwin and Charles Darwin is cousins. Listen to me. Charles Darwin allegedly came with the evolution theory, but y'all know that Francis Darwin, a known racist, is his cousin. He the one that told him to do it. So that's like me and 607 right now, and me and I'm gonna just call him UnC the Punk, right? For public service purposes, right? I'm gonna call him by his T name. That's like me and 607 and UnC the Punk, right? We go outside and we say we want to whoop this ass, but we don't want to go to jail. So we gonna say that this evolved from a bird. We gonna beat the shit out of his ass. Then when the police come, we're gonna be like, yeah, we did it, but we ain't assault no human. We whooped the bird ass.
Right.
So, right, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they did. They said we evolved from monkeys.
Right.
And they used that excuse to the same way go to excuse and use the insanity plea. Now ending it here so your wisdom can flow, because this wisdom want to flow. Ending that here, right? They actually forgot to admit that was a lie. And now you got a bunch of white kids running around looking at black people like they evolved from us and that we are a subhuman group that is inferior of survival on our own because your ancestors wanted to beat and rape people, and their excuse for doing it was that this person was less than valuable. And they created a reason for it to be. But they never admitted to you as the offspring that they lied. So now you walking around and you looking at UnC and you looking at UnC and you looking at me like we're subhuman species, when in reality, not only is that far from the truth, it never was true, but it's a truth. It was a lie that was created so that way your ancestors could be as brutal as they could be without getting ever the max.
Right, that's good.
Go ahead.
We're going to get to this creation you was talking about before we get too far on.
And genetic engineering.
Creation.
We're going to talk about the genetic engineering part because, like,
let's go.
You got to talk about understanding this. So the original scientists and the original everything was actually you, but actually a different. We could probably got different opinions on what actually happened. Like he say human, but I say I'm not a human. I say they more human than me, right? Because humans was genetically created.
No, humanoids.
Yeah, humanoids, right?
We are human.
Right. Well, I call it human.
Genetically
Humanoid.
engineered.
Anything with humanoids, I call it the same thing.
Well, we're gonna keep it sharp. We're gonna keep each other sharp because you keep me sharp, I'm gonna keep you sharp. I'm gonna tell you why I said humanoids, because I don't ever want to think I would correct you as a man.
No, that's all
the
good.
reason I said oids is because oids is like a type of. So we are human. We're not a type of. We are it. Anything other than us is a type of us.
Right.
So if you're a robot, you a digitoid / humanoid.
Right.
You got 2 arms, 2 legs.
Makes
if
sense.
you are, you know, I ain't gotta say too much, but he know where I'm going.
Makes sense.
We the humans. Everything
sense.
else is humanoid,
Makes
and
sense.
start saying humanoid instead of mankind.
Well, I'm not the human because I'm not the body. I am the soul. I'm something greater than the body.
The vessel is humanoid.
I am not the body, so
That's
I am
right.
not a human, right? So when I'm saying the essence of that, if you is in the mind of the human mind, let's say this right. So you're in the mind of the human mind. Could it be such thing as a soul trap for the soul if you being stuck in your human mind?
Yes.
How could that happen?
Well, stagnation. The mind is no longer flowing. The mind is no longer learning and expanding. It can happen multiple ways, but the most common way it can happen is running out of shit to learn. Like
I like to say that too. Like people die. Like a lot of times people don't understand when they die. You die when you run out of shit to live for. Like for real. Like when your mind don't have nothing, no tomorrow to look forward to, and you start running that cycle, then your body start getting sick and you
will die in your sleep. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You die from your mind. Come on.
He said it already, but I'm just
So
running out of shit to learn, running out of information.
Because I did want to have a spiritual talk with you a little bit.
Yeah, come on.
So sometimes when I walk around and I'm in places where there's a lot of people, sometimes I'm comfortable and sometimes I don't feel comfortable. Sometimes I be starting to have that little stuff that happened to me where I can see things that other people can't see.
That's right.
Am I seeing the reptilians take over somebody's body and then, is that how they move?
Well, I saw that before, but I want to say this before I answer that question, and I'm not saying I'm not going to answer. I want to say this.
Go ahead.
Remember, there's virtue and vice in all things. So I don't want people to think that the reptilian race is really the evil race, because the evil race is really the arachnoid race.
Right.
Right. So let's confirm that.
Okay,
right.
So that's not nothing.
So I'm pretty
bad.
sure. No. I'm saying I'm pretty sure getting in where they fit in. I'm pretty sure it's a reptile or two doing something they ain't supposed to be doing. Just like
overall,
if I rob a nigga and I'm running in that money for you better pick some of that up.
But overall, it's not something that we are against.
Right. We are
but
actually,
they make it kind of look like it sometimes.
Because what we was talking, I'm gonna still answer your question, but what we were talking about earlier, living next door to something that is not you for so long, you adopted their ideology. How long could I live next door to a GD before I start saying, and please y'all, let me just say this for fun, don't try to whoop my ass on the street, I don't want to have to box it. How long could I live next door to a GD or something before I start saying 7-4 for the world blow? I'm gonna hear that shit so much, I'm gonna start saying that, right or wrong. How the fuck you think kids start saying it? Because you living next door to a that's doing that. So we as black people, or excuse me, Negroids, have been living next door to multiple extraterrestrial species.
Can a person that you friends with, or like different humans, can they actually be of a higher being, like an Anunnaki or a Pleiadian?
All of these entities are of higher intelligence. The reason we don't understand it is because somebody told us that it was just a bug.
But
just like they told you, and before you go, I
want to say, everybody say higher intelligence. Nobody above intelligence. That you in this body, you are from the same higher intelligence.
Right.
You have been trapped in that body, and you cannot access the same information that they can access at the same time. But you can do that when you disconnect yourself from your body.
That's right.
Right. So it's like nothing is smarter than nothing.
I'm about to fuck with him on that.
Right. So it's like, okay, these beings ain't smarter than you. You ain't. It's like, but you have the same power as they got, but they have tricked you to believe that you don't.
He just said, I was finna say, but they just, he said, I ain't gotta repeat it. That's how the truth came out. He just said what I was tongue fumbling to say. He said it, yes. But they have deceived you to believing you're not. And I don't have to correct
all of
him.
That is the
I don't
same.
gotta correct him. I'm finna just jump in.
So all of that is the same.
Yes,
like
but I'm gonna give you a metaphor.
Pleiadian, all of that.
No, it's not the same. It's different species.
Okay.
And we're finna talk about that. I'm gonna just give you a metaphor. I'm gonna just give you a metaphor to what he said, because I'm not saying he said nothing wrong, but I happen to be very creative with metaphors that make shit also digestive. I'm not saying his shit wasn't digestible. I'm just going. It's one Facebook. It's billions of Facebook users. It's one mind. We don't know how many infinite organisms, you know what I'm saying? But let's just throw a number out there. It's 347 million Americans that have brains processing that one mind. So each and every individual, I'm just metaphoring what he said, each and every individual lifestyle that we have is creating your personality. But you're still on the same mental space that I am potentially, unless I didn't ever tell you that. And that's why he brought up unless they finessed you. For example, if you fart right now, I don't care, I laugh at like that. But the dog gonna smell it and I'ma smell it. Me and the dog both smelled it. The only difference is the dog might not have barked or said shit. I might have been like, it stank. Or I might not have said it. The point is this, we all on the same accord of the creator. My definition of God that I like to tell people is God is the highest extent of the mind which uses elements and matter to express itself. Right? So your mind is you. Your mind is the part of you that just scratched that eyebrow. Your mind is the part of you that raised your hand. If your hand lift up without you doing it, that means you possessed, right or wrong. That's possession. Something controlling your vessel. But as long as you see, that's what I'm saying. I'm coming behind it.
I love that.
But as long as you are aware of you controlling your vessel, you have a sound mind. That's why you call it sound.
So without a word, everybody's possessed.
Exactly.
If you're not aware, you're possessed.
Right.
When people full of love,
and what Buddha say,
they're possessed.
And what Buddha say, you basically, and without enlightenment, you in the darkness, you in the ignorance, you in possession, right?
That's why I said think about love. Love take over your brain, take up the logical part of your brain. Once the logical part cut off, you're no longer aware.
Because it's too much right hemisphere.
Right.
Love is not bad, but you also need logic.
You need logic with it.
Right.
If it take over, then you're not aware. You let people do anything to you for love.
See?
And self-control.
And that too. Thank you very much.
That comes with the logical part.
Right.
What I have the most of.
That's right. Now, what was your question before I let it slide my mind?
How can you tell, or is it even a such thing as like, because you got Anunnaki, you got Draco reptilian.
Anunnaki is spider. Draco is reptilian. Come on, I'm gonna keep naming them for you.
Draco reptilian and then Pleiadian.
Pleiadian arguably is Caucasians that have what you call pure blood. Like Hitler used to argue pure blood, and you hear white people arguing keep our blood pure. When you hear Hitler and them arguing pure blood, they talk about genetic engineering or hybrid or inbreeding or hybrids. And a lot of people might say it's racist, but like they have to remember, like us having this conversation right now, our demographic actually would think that this is like we're just. But then, like, you have to remember, people that are not black talk about this every day, just how we're talking about it now. Not saying we're only talking about it on the interview, because obviously we do, but the point is, this is a regular conversation in the white household about how they are
on the spot
to preserve their genes or to preserve their gene pool outside of hybridization or genetic engineering. So you are 100% on point. I ain't just giving you
Pleiadian Caucasian, Draco Reptilian one more time.
and Anunnaki is the spider.
Anunnaki. So Anunnaki
Is the spider.
is
Is the hidden hand. That's what the hidden hand is, because the spider could literally grab you like a hand. And a lot of people don't know that the face hugger on the movie Alien is representative of the spider. And I'm gonna say this too. I have Aten tattooed on me, right? The sun, because there's 5 stages of a man's consciousness. But then once you get away from cleanliness or wisdom, you go to the spider. You go to living in the darkness, nocturnal. And the reason that we say amen, right, is because that is to venerate the spider. You're supposed to say Aten. So you have Kepra.
Aten.
Right.
So the main question I was asking you is, how can you tell? Like, cause like I told you, I sometimes be out and I have that happen to me, but I don't know at the end of the day. So how can you tell if you out around?
My genuine answer to that would be I wouldn't know if you genuinely seen something or not unless I seen it with you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get on here and let me say this to him real fast before you go. I'm not gonna do no hocus pocus shit, because I done been abducted before. We can talk about that too. I done seen real shit. But I was gonna say this, the reason I would tell you that is because that's like if Unc got the blick on him, right? Ain't nobody gonna know unless he flash you or he blow you. The only way you gonna know he got the strap is if you're shot or if he see you and say, stop playing. So the point is this, how do we know you haven't seen something that only wanted you to see it? But who am I to say
that's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. See? Go,
whatever you see is meant for you. Your reality is your own. You cannot ask him what come in your reality.
For certain things. Because it may have been for you. Or you are what they call it, help me for you. Missing your blessing.
The government has proven this. That this right here is controlled by this right here.
Focus.
So this right here controls this. Your reality actually shows what you feel on the inside. It's a mirror. What you see out here is exactly what you feel on the inside. It's no other way. A depressed person is depressed on the inside. You're gonna be depressed on the outside. It's just whatever's on the inside is on the outside. That's why you gotta go within. And you clean the inside, it's gonna clean your outside. That's why you cannot do
like
nothing on the outside.
How you meet a person.
You can't do on the outside.
And then the person